Hi, I'm Susan. I never thought I'd be telling this story, but here I am, 19 years old, about to share how my mother revealed her true colors in the worst possible way. It started with the lumps. Small ones at first, along my neck. I ignored them for weeks, assuming they'd go away. Then came the night sweats, the exhaustion that no amount of sleep could fix. Ashley, my best friend, was the first to notice. "Girl, you look awful. Have you seen a doctor?" she asked during one of our late-night study sessions. "It's probably just stress from finals." "No way. You're calling a doctor right now. And if you don't, I'm driving you myself." That was Ashley, stubborn and caring, a mix that never took no for an answer. She sat there, arms crossed, watching me dial. My mother, Sandra, was less concerned. "Honey, you're being dramatic. Besides, I have my charity gala this weekend. You know how important these events are for our image." That was my mom, always more worried about appearances than reality. Living in her mansion with Richard, my stepdad, she had transformed into someone I barely recognized. Designer clothes, country club memberships, the perfect socialite. Then came the test results. "Mrs. Thompson," the doctor said, voice calm but firm. "The results are conclusive. Susan has stage 2 lymphoma." My mother's perfectly manicured hand tightened around her designer purse. "Treatment options?" she asked, her voice sharp. "We need to start chemotherapy immediately. Given the type and stage, we're looking at a comprehensive plan. With your insurance, the cost will be approximately $175,000. Silence. Then that look. The one where her smile stayed frozen, but her eyes turned cold. "Richard and I will need to discuss this," she said, rising from her seat and smoothing her skirt. "We'll be in touch." "Mom, what are you talking about?" I asked, panic creeping into my voice. The doctor said immediately, "Not now, Susan." That tone, the one that meant trouble. "Mrs. Thompson," the doctor tried again. "We really should admit Susan today." I said, "We'll discuss it." Her voice echoed through the sterile room. Then she turned and walked out, heels clicking against the tile floor. I scrambled after her, my heart pounding. Outside, she stopped abruptly. "Get your things from the car." "What?" "Your phone. Your bag. Get them now." My hands shook as I obeyed. The moment I shut the car door, she slid into the driver's seat and started the engine. "Mom, what are you doing?" She gripped the wheel. "I can't do this, Susan. Do you know what this would do to our lifestyle? To my reputation? Richard's business associates' wives all have perfect families. I can't have a sick daughter right now." "Mom, please." But she was already pulling away. I stood there, my purse clutched against my chest, watching her expensive SUV disappear around the corner. I called Ashley immediately. My voice cracked. "Ash, I need you. She just left me here." "What?" "Stay right there. I'm coming. Don't move, okay?" I sank onto a nearby bench, the crumpled diagnosis paper in my hand. Around me, families walked in and out of the cancer center. Normal families. Families where mothers didn't abandon their daughters at the worst moment of their lives. The hospital social worker's office felt smaller than it was, crammed with filing cabinets and paperwork. Maria, the social worker, had been reviewing my case for the past hour. She glanced at me with kind eyes, but her voice was all business. "Sweetie, there's something else we need to discuss. I've been looking into your financial situation to help with treatment coverage." Ashley squeezed my hand as Maria pulled out a file. "Your college fund was emptied last month. All $127,000 of it." "That's impossible," I said, my pulse spiking. "Mom told me it was frozen until I started classes next semester." Maria shook her head. "According to these records, Sandra withdrew everything on the 15th. There's also a pattern of smaller withdrawals over the past year." The room tilted. Ashley's mom leaned forward. "Susan, you're staying with us. No arguments." That's when my phone buzzed. An unknown number. "Hello." A voice I hadn't heard in years. "Susan, it's Uncle Jake. My mother always called him troubled, told me to keep my distance." Maria tracked me down. "Listen, kiddo, there's something you need to know about your mom." I gripped the phone tighter. "I'm listening." She did the same thing to me. When I was 16, I got sick. Different diagnosis, same story. My mother cleaned out my trust fund, claiming it was for my treatment, but the money never went to hospital bills. Instead, I ended up living with our grandparents, while she went on with her life, like I had never existed. My stomach twisted. What happened to the money? Check your mom's social media, Uncle Jake said over the phone. Look at the dates of the withdrawals from your account. Ashley was already pulling up Instagram. And there it was. Posts lined up perfectly with the dates my college fund had been drained. Mom, lounging at a luxury spa in Switzerland. Mom, on a designer shopping spree. Mom, posing next to a brand new sports car. Self-care journey, the caption read. Ashley zoomed in on another post. That necklace she's wearing, Susan, isn't that the one she said was a family heirloom? I swallowed hard. Yeah. Except according to the caption, she just bought it at Cartier. $40,000 worth of family heirloom. Maria, the social worker, cleared her throat. There's more. I barely had time to process before she slid another file in front of me. Your mother had access to a custodial account set up by your biological father. That's been drained too. My hands clenched into fists. Those funds were supposed to be for emergencies. For something exactly like this. Uncle Jake's voice crackled through the phone. I'm catching the next flight out. Don't let her near any other accounts. Ashley's mom pulled me into a hug. We'll figure this out, sweetheart. The important thing is getting you healthy. The treatment center has financial assistance programs, Maria added, flipping through more papers. And given your mother's documented pattern of financial abuse, we have options for legal recourse. But I barely heard her. I was still staring at my mother's Instagram page. At her carefully curated life, built with stolen money. My money. Money that was supposed to save my life. Uncle Jake, what made her like this? He exhaled heavily. She's always been this way, kiddo. Some people just hide it better than others. But this time, she's not getting away with it. That night, Uncle Jake spread the documents across Ashley's dining room table. Each paper revealed another piece of Mom's twisted history. Look at this, he said grimly. She did the same thing to 3 different relatives. Emptied their accounts, disappeared, then showed up years later like nothing happened. Ashley recorded everything on her phone. The dates matched perfectly with her social media posts. Every time she drained an account, she went on these crazy shopping sprees. And then my phone started buzzing. Texts. Calls. Mom. Now that the local news had picked up the story, mother abandoned sick daughter at cancer center. She was desperate to fix things. Sweetheart, you're making our family look terrible. Just come home and we'll sort this out. Can't we just move past this unfortunate misunderstanding? Think about what this is doing to Richard's business reputation. Ashley's dad glanced over my shoulder at the messages. Keep everything. Every text, every voicemail. We're building a case. Then came the hospital's annual charity gala. She didn't know I'd be there. Maria had arranged for me to speak, an anonymous patient sharing the struggles of young cancer survivors. I was backstage when I heard her voice. I've donated thousands to this hospital, she was saying, smooth as ever. My daughter Susan is a patient here. She's just confused right now, going through a difficult time. I stepped onto the stage. My headscarf was neatly arranged, my hands steady. Really, Mom? My voice rang through the hall. Is that what you call stealing my college fund and abandoning me after my diagnosis? Silence. Richard, my stepdad, stood up from his table. Sandra, what is she talking about? Her smile barely faltered. She's confused, Richard. The illness is affecting her judgment. Uncle Jake's voice cut through the room. Should we talk about what happened when I got sick at 16, Sandra? Or about Cousin Anna's trust fund? Mom's mask cracked. You shut your mouth, she snapped, her voice shrill. You've always been jealous of my success. Uncle Jake laughed bitterly. Success? You mean the money you stole from your sick daughter? She lunged toward the stage. Her designer dress caught on a chair. You ungrateful brat. I gave you everything. My heart pounded. But my voice didn't shake. You gave me nothing. You took everything. Richard turned to Uncle Jake, eyes scanning the documents. His face turned ashen. The company donations, Sandra, tell me you didn't. Her mascara was running now. Richard, baby, I can explain. Explain what? He shot back. How you've been stealing from your own daughter? From the hospital's charity fund. Desperate, she turned to the crowd. You don't understand. I deserve nice things. I've worked so hard to fit in with all of you. Ashley stood up, phone still recording. Is that what you call stealing from cancer patients? Working hard? Mom lost it, screaming, pointing at everyone. They're lying. They're all lying. I'm the victim here. Security started moving in. Richard turned to Maria. Get me the treatment paperwork. Uncovering everything. And as they dragged her from the ballroom, her shrieks echoed against the walls. You can't do this to me. Do you know who I am? Turns out, we all finally did. 6 months into my treatment, the courtroom felt colder than the chemo room. The prosecutor laid out everything. Every stolen dollar. Every abandoned relative. Every manipulative message. Mom sat at the defense table in last season's clothes, looking smaller without her usual designer labels. The defendant showed a clear pattern of financial exploitation, the prosecutor stated, targeting Miss Thompson during her medical crisis. Under state law, her daughter's cancer-related dependency classifies this as elder abuse despite her young age. The evidence was overwhelming. Uncle Jake's medical records, the drained accounts, the texts, the videos from the gala. Mom's old country club friends whispered in the gallery, watching their former queen bee fall from grace. In light of the defendant's actions, the prosecutor finished, we're seeking the maximum penalty. Richard testified about the missing charity funds. And Mom? She just sat there, silent. For the first time in her life, she had nothing left to say. She didn't just steal from me. She stole from other cancer patients through our foundation. Mom's lawyer scrambled for damage control. My client was simply maintaining her family's standard of living by stealing her daughter's cancer treatment money. The judge wasn't having it. The verdict came fast. Guilty, on all counts. Mom's perfectly styled hair couldn't hide her shock when they led her away in handcuffs. Outside the courthouse, Richard handed me a folder. The divorce is final. I've set up a trust for your ongoing care, one only you can access. 3 more months of treatment followed. But this time, something was different. I had real support. Ashley and her family, Uncle Jake, Richard. Even my nurses celebrated each small victory. And then came the day we'd been waiting for. My scan results were clear. No sign of cancer. We planned a small celebration at Ashley's house. Nothing big, just my real family, the people who had stood by me. That's when Mom showed up. Fresh out on bail pending appeal, wearing a knockoff designer dress. I'm here to celebrate my daughter's recovery. Ashley's dad stepped in. Sandra, you need to leave. She scoffed. You can't keep me from my own daughter's party. I'm her mother. Uncle Jake's voice was ice. A mother who stole her daughter's cancer treatment money. Her eyes darted between us. I did everything for her. I sacrificed. I finally found my voice. You sacrificed nothing. You stole everything. And you are not welcome here. But I'm your mother. You have to forgive me. I met her gaze, steady and unwavering. I don't have to do anything. I turned to the people beside me. My real family is here. The people who showed up when you ran away. She lunged forward, trying to grab me. Richard caught her arm. That's another violation of the restraining order, Sandra. The police arrived within minutes. As they took her away again, she was still screaming about forgiveness and family obligations. But inside, surrounded by the people who actually loved me, I finally felt free. Ashley raised her glass. To kicking cancer's butt. Uncle Jake smirked. And to real family. Richard's voice was quiet but firm, to justice. I looked around at my true family, the ones who stayed, who fought, who cared. Mom may have stolen my money, but she gave me something priceless in return, the clarity to see who really deserved a place in my life. I lifted my glass. To new beginnings. And for the first time in a long time, I truly meant it. What would you do if your own mother stole your life-saving treatment money for luxury shopping? Would you ever forgive her? Or would you press charges and cut her out of your life completely? Some say family deserves endless chances. Others believe toxic family members should face consequences just like anyone else. Where do you draw the line between loyalty and self-protection? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective.